So this is a demonstration on how my homemade Arduino signal jammer jams the signal for a remote keyless entry system, like a car key fob. So I've got an SDR running in the background using a software called AirSpy to analyze the frequencies right now. And we're currently on 433 megahertz, which is the frequency that the majority of car keys work. So as you can see, we've just got ambient frequencies in the background running right now. And before we test out the jammer, I'm going to show you the signal sent from the car key. So this is the antenna. As soon as I push the button, you can see a spike in the analyzer. So that's the key sending out the data to the car. Once we plug this in, you'll see we have a really big, like a tall peak of radio frequencies that are spilling it into the environment. And a rule of thumb with frequencies is that the strongest frequency wins. So if I was to send out a car key, the peak being sent out by the jammer is taller than the peak being sent by the car key. So the jammer signal always wins, and the car key is unable to transmit correctly to the car. So this is a demonstration on how the Raspberry Pi emits frequencies from its GPIO4 pin. I'm using a software called RPiTX, which I found on GitHub, which basically allows the Raspberry Pi to emit radio frequencies. I'm using a low pass filter so that I don't emit on frequencies that I'm not supposed to. So this specific low pass filter is between 400 and 470 megahertz. So I only want to emit sort of 433, 434 megahertz. So this is perfect for my use. I've also attached it to an antenna, which means that I can broadcast stronger signals to the car. I'm also running this frequency analyzer in the background to check that the radio frequencies are being sent correctly. So this is the user interface for Raspberry Pi TX. You get different types of options for what you want to send out. A good one for testing out if it's sending out or not is the spectrum. And this is supposed to send some sort of spectrum painting to the analyzer. I like this one because it's a big carrier of radio frequencies, so it's very obvious if it's worked or not. So just press enter, and there it is. It's being sent out. Displays some sort of spiral shape. Yeah, so that proves that the Raspberry Pi is able to transmit the radio frequencies. Now I'm going to turn the signal jammer on so that the frequencies can't reach the car.
Can't get into my car. Trying to open my car and it won't open.
Okay, now that the victim was able to get in their car, they drove away. I came and picked up the signal jammer, turned it off, took it away, waited for them to come back. And now that the victim's away from their car, I was recording their radio frequencies, which were being transmitted over here, just to prove that this is genuine from the Raspberry Pi radio frequencies. I'm going to leave the car keys on the car. On the Raspberry Pi software that I'm using, it has a function to replay what you've recorded. All I need to do is hit enter on that. And we've opened the car.